Hello my esteemed viewers, this is still BVI Channel 1 and on Matters Arising. Today I have with me a respected father, a very important personality in Igbo land, the president of A.D.F, Igbo Development Foundation, Professor Nwala. We are here to discuss important issues that borders around the nationhood of Igbo, their continuous existence and development as a people. Sir, it's a pleasure having you today.
Thank you, Chinedu.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Among many great things you have done for Igbo, many people have always insisted that when such thing is being discussed as this, we discuss it in Igbo language. But because we want the world to understand the position of our elders in the daily lives of our people, the world to understand what we are passing through and the position of our fathers, we decided to make some of our interviews with you in English, because I know you will always insist, let's do it in English so that our people can find it. But we need to reach out to the greater viewership or audience who have interest in what we're saying about our home. Today, the most important thing about our people is securing their lives and properties, especially their businesses. And security issues have been a very big problem in Nigeria generally. Security issue has been the top of the great concern in Nigeria today. But recently, this coronavirus pandemic that is ravaging the entire world seems to have taken some of our people, taking the position of discussion and among our people. What's your take about it?
Chinedu, is very unfortunate. This coronavirus issue coming at this critical period when our people are facing life and death struggle, a situation which claims many lives of our people and other people. It is said that in Iran or so, that one person died every minute as a result of coronavirus. I'm sure that if you calculate the number of people every 10 minutes or so, if you calculate the number of people that are killed, not announced, almost every day, all over the land, if they come to that much of saying that we lose one person every 10 minutes, as a result of insurgency, as a result of the war which is being levied against us. If we don't know that we're in a state of war, then we are really, really very, very stupid as a people. We don't know. Now, unfortunately, as I said, this coronavirus is coming. And it's coming at a time, again, when tragically we live in a situation where there is total anarchy. There doesn't seem to be any government. I don't know how much they can protect us, how much they can do, even 1/10 of what other countries have done to safeguard their citizens. They have not done anything to protect our women, our farmers, and so on, how much more God. Well, I believe God will protect us. But I think the most important thing for us today as a people is to understand how to promote the principles of self-help. What I mean by self-help is if people taking care of their destiny without bothering anybody, whether there is or there is no government. The same thing applies to the coronavirus. We on our own little way, I think our deputy secretary, who is a consultant surgeon, has issued a statement trying to explain our understanding of the corona crisis and advising our people on what they should do. Many such advices coming from different ways. And I think we should heed to it. And this is where I want to again to appreciate you and BVI. A lot of what you are doing for people at this critical period. If there was no BVI, I don't know where people would have gotten a good deal of the strategic information that I have today. So continue helping to spread the word, advise our people on how they can manage this critical period. There's so much literature, so much information about how other people are taking care of themselves. And we should continue advising our people in terms of issues of social distancing, not to climb for clothes, not to crowd themselves in place, to avoid areas of contact. If you feel anyhow rushed, where they can give you advice or take care of incidentally, our government has not been able to wake up. I don't even know, except banning people from coming into Nigeria. So within the rural community, like in Enugu here, I don't know how much is being done, to mobilize our doctors, mobilize resources, to make sure our citizens are given enough attention, help overcome this tragic situation. It's really a very bad situation coming at a time when the government is totally very weak. Whether you're talking of the federal government or you're talking of the state government, that is what we are facing today.
Okay, so now talking about the issue of insecurity, which you already mentioned, and the threat that we're facing, we had cases of herdsmen destroying farmlands, grazing on people's farm, destroying crops, and not just that, raping women, ransacking villages and killing hundreds of people. And the situation has kept reoccurring. Coming from the background of our Igbo traditional setup, what is the position of our culture with respect to grazing in farmlands?
Well, I know you mentioned grazing because it is one area or one form of activity that is being used as a camouflage for overrunning our territory, for taking over our ancestral lands, for raping our women and killing our people. I think that's why you mentioned grazing. Yes, it is very central in the issue of security today. And there's something we are saying as A.D.F today, and we want to say it loud and clear. We need to rid ourselves of certain prejudices, certain misinformation, as if we are blind people being led this thing about security. I heard one man, a general, telling us that security is a very exclusive technical thing only government can handle, cannot be discussed in the open, cannot be discussed among the public. That is the greatest tragic position anybody can take. Before government, there has been security. Individuals are always mindful of the threat to their life. Families are mindful of the threat to their lives. Communities are. Before government, there were measures, steps taken. In my own community, for example, every family must have some gun, must have their matches, must have some other, including even catapult, to fight against the enemy. They don't need governments to advise them to do this or do that. In my own area too, if you go to a certain age, you must own a barrel gun. You don't need to have government to any man who doesn't have it is not a man. It's not for pride, it's for protection. There are evil forces, both local and foreign. There are thieves, there are marauders. So even for this, even if we don't have attack of herdsmen, even if we don't have a threat of annihilation from the Fulanis, within our localities, there are miscreants. who can hold? Who can even try to stand? So the local community is aware of this. And therefore that is what every man, every person has the right to protect himself. Have your gun, have your machete, have your bow, have your arrow. As a precautionary measure, not attack people, but to defend yourself. For our people, there is no thin line between offensive and defensive weapon. This is why our culture also is a culture of peace. It preaches against violence. It preaches against armed robbery. It preaches against this thing. So whatever weapons you have, you will use it for self-protection, not attack anybody. But you can't say, when anyone tell you, you don't need to, you can have these guns, the government must approve it. The most tragic thing, when we knew these people didn't mean well for us, they were getting ready to come and annihilate us, is when they asked our people to surrender their guns in the States. Is that done? You can see the effect of that. You can see today, herdsmen have AK-44 all over the whole place. And ordinary people, the people don't have any to defend themselves. You can see today they have taken control of many of our central homes, of our strategic places. And not only do they have AK-44, information reaching us, even the checkpoints in Ali, many of them are strategically placed to protect those areas foreigners have occupied, foreigners have seized. So what we are telling our people, and I have attended meetings of organization, meetings with our governors and so on and so forth. And I've made this point, governor, do your best. Governors, be alive to the needs of our people. But governor, don't discourage our people from protecting themselves, defending themselves, communities. Vigilante, for example, every community must have a vigilante organization. You don't need to wait for the government to authorize them. However, since then governments have all the resources, all the money made for the people, they should join in making sure vigilantes are properly established by law and also properly equipped to protect the people. Whether there is law or not, vigilante is a natural foundation of the people's protection.
Okay, now talking about quickly on ways to curb the Marauders from the, you say they use the guise of grazing to ransack. So now, talking about the position of A.D.F when they proposed and drafted the bill, anti-open grazing bill, from the cultural background, because I remember now it's a sacrilege for someone to allow his goats or his livestock to stray into farm and graze in another man's farm. It's a big sacrilege.
Sure.
Okay, so why is it that we are looking at our Igbo governors to enact these laws for, I don't know how long that bill has been sent to them by A.D.F. So what's your take on that?
Let me tell you, we saw this thing coming much earlier. We saw this too much attachment to law, states, federal government, in order to protect the people. We felt that, well, those laws should be encouraged. Those laws should be set up as a way of empowering the people more. That's why when we saw what Ekiti had done, when we saw what Benue had done, so other places, we started urging our governors to please, our House of Assembly to please pass an anti-open grazing bill. Even though, as I've said, by our tradition and culture, animals like goats, like sheep, like cows, cattle, are tethered. That means tie them on the rope and tie them somewhere, keep them in the pen. These days, Islamic nations talk about what do you call it now? To establish ranches, for example, ranches. Our communities are also local branches. Every family has an animal care. Every family. You don't go out. If you want to take them outside, you take them with the rope and go to places that are not farms, ordinary grassland, and tie them on a tree, for them to feed. The children watch them or the elder watch them. When they finish eating, they move them to another place. It's the natural way to take care of our animals. It was an anatomy. Allow your goat to move around. Allow your cattle to move around. More so to destroy crops. More so to destroy crops. And it got into the extent that ordinary human beings who have conscience, will take their cattle to go and eat up agricultural distance. And I've watched some these things, some young chaps. When women are crying, men are crying, can you take animals away? They just threaten them. I hear they've killed someone in the process. Where can that happen? Since when did an Igbo become ala liberated? I remember in those days when they were threatening our people, even in Kano, killing our people. I remember the great Ikemba, we went to Kano, called our people. Get your machetes, get your guns. If they kill one person, kill 20 persons. The people did it courageously. And after it, the two died. And for a long time, you didn't hear people attacking people. How much more in our own communities, in our own houses, in our own land. People come and rape their wife, rape their children, they eat their crops. And now we are facing starvation. It's not just killing people. We also face that if you don't die through physical attack, you die through starvation. So it's a terrible thing. I don't see how people who call themselves leaders, politicians, senators, legislators, governors, can be going around and this is happening to their people, and they close their ears, their ears. Of course, why won't the Allah people come more and go there? I tell you, Igbo youths are not cowards. Not cowards. I am one of those that have been praising the youth movements, either I call or myself a non-violent struggle. Yes, non-violent struggle. It's good when the enemy does not attack you. You will not use violence against you. That's what we talk about, non-violent struggle. South Africa started non-violent struggle. We go to the point when the whites were killing them left, right, and center. They set up their gone to suicide. And from there, they fought and fought themselves. The blacks in Africa, in South Africa, and in America, under Martin Luther King, were preaching non-violence all over the place. And they were killing their leaders. Martin Luther was also a victim of that. Until the blacks started their anti-movement and so on and so forth. Standing toe to toe with the white people. That's what our people should do today. That's what our people should do today. We should ask our governors. But asking our governors, if they don't listen, you and I should ask our own people, wake up. Go to the streets. Go to parliament. Go to the governor's house and tell him, please, make this law. And of course, come home and organize themselves. This is where, sometimes they grow. We got interested in relationship with Igbos. Every time, I remember when people this time, the Tan-Union movement was very strong. And it's also set up vigilantes in the areas. Not vigilantes against for the Fulani, but for local miscreants and so on and so forth. So they need vigilantes, this thing. So if our people should say, look, vigilantes, you and I should take interest in this thing. Even our youth should also be given training to help protect our people who come from abroad. There should be security schools around, where we train our youths But these days, many of our people abroad don't come home because of threat of violence. You know. And I hear that many of them are relying on non-Igbos for their protection. So what I say is that we need to purge ourselves. Because I think it's not playing into the hands of the enemy, teaching us the wrong thing about self-preservation, teaching us that government is everything, when we know that government is even, with the best of intention, government is limited. Government is limited. How many policemen, how many so can they have to man every community? They cannot have. So communities have to come and help organize their own defense or their own protection. You know. So now that the law is the in thing, we are going to sit on this governance house. Give us this law. But whether they give us this law or not, we're asking our people to protect itself.
All right, now on the very last one, you have punctured on almost everything. The anti-open grazing bill is a must that will be signed into law in Igbo land. That's the starting point for the security of our people. But if they don't, then the people must mandate them.
Force them.
They must force them to. Like now, for instance, now the whole world is forcing on their people to stay at home. They are shutting down the entire system because of the threat of coronavirus. Well, we are facing more or almost equivalent threat in the name of the Herdsmen, Marauders and killings and all that. So it is high time the people, if the government do not sign into law the anti-open grazing bill, which is a great threat to our people, then the people should shut the system down and force the government to do the needful. Thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure having you on this program once again, and I believe we will continue having you. And we want to continuously wish you good health and long life. And we want to use this opportunity to tell you that we're celebrating our father on his 76th, 78th, wow, birthday. So you, through your comment, wish him that birthday, and that is one of the things we'll be doing around as we continue on our journey for great Igbo land and our nation. Thank you so much for being part of the program. We'll do our best, sir.
The enlightenment is important for our people.
Thank you, sir. We'll continue doing that. And I'll tell you, continue subscribing to this channel. This is the platform where we say it the way it is, where we are not politically correct and we are not here to be cosmetic with words. We say it the way it is so that our people will have the right information and not be misled by information lying around there. Keep subscribing, stay tuned with us. Subscription is free, so you don't need to bother for anything. Just subscribe, keep in touch with us as we continue to inform you better. Goodbye and stay safe.